Not everyone who brings a message of Christ is indeed a messenger of Christ. Well, if you're joining us in reading through the 60-day reading plan, today's reading is 2 John verses 6 through 13, and I encourage you to read that passage. Well, this might be both hard to say and swallow. Just because somebody talks about Christ does not mean they have a relationship with him. A relationship with Christ means that that person is abiding with Christ. If his or her message does not match that which has been passed on by true believers, then that person does not have Christ and is not abiding with him. On the Protestant side of Christianity, there's been a strong movement to be very clear about from where truth comes and how it should present itself. The reason for this desire for clarity is because of the history of the Protestant Christian Church. The truth was hidden in the Western Roman Church. That's not to say that there weren't men and women who not only sought out the truth, but also practiced the truth in Western Roman Church. John Huss was a good example in the 15th century, along with Wycliffe, Aquinas, and a nun by the name of Hildegard from Germany. And others clearly had the Spirit of Christ. But those who were in a leadership position had hidden the truth and did not practice the truth. The Protestant reformers sought to change that, and unfortunately some of those reformers took their mission too far and kind of threw the baby out with the bathwater. As Protestantism developed over the next 4 centuries, new sects grew up and farther apart from the previous. And this resulted in thousands of Protestant denominations, each claiming to have the truth. The problem is that the truth is narrow. And while there can be various applications to the truth will always remain. So we have to go back to the Scriptures, and we have to go back to the earliest times in Christianity to make sure that we are following the truth. The Scriptures are paramount. The Scriptures are inerrant in what they teach and what they affirm. But because of our ability to sin, we must also look at, although not to the same degree of authority, at what the early church believed and how they worshipped. We should disregard that which is not in agreement with the Scriptures, but we should never ignore that which agrees with the Scriptures.